There is a quiet tension many people carry without realizing it. It does not always feel like stress. Sometimes it feels like disappointment. Sometimes like quiet frustration. Sometimes like the world is just slightly out of place. Often, this tension has a source that is easy to miss. Expectation. The mind is very skilled at writing scripts for how life should unfold, how people should respond, how moments should feel, how things should go. And when reality does something different, the nervous system tightens, the shoulders brace, the mind begins to resist. Not because anything is truly wrong, but because something did not match the internal script. Watch this gently. How often does discomfort come not from what happened, but from the gap between what happened and what was expected? Expectations are often quiet, unspoken, automatic, but they shape so much of human tension. We expect people to understand us without explanation. We expect timing to align perfectly. We expect emotions to behave neatly. We expect life to move in straight lines. But life rarely agrees to these contracts, and people are not characters in the mind's story. They are living systems, complex, changing, sometimes inconsistent. Just like you, there is a subtle freedom that begins when expectations start to soften. Not disappear, just soften. This is not giving up. This is not lowering your worth. This is not becoming passive. It is something much quieter. It is the nervous system releasing its grip on how things must be. Notice what happens in the body when you allow people to be human, imperfect, distracted, still learning, still growing, sometimes limited in ways they cannot yet see. Notice how much energy was being spent trying to manage what was never fully yours to control. You are allowed to care deeply without gripping tightly. You are allowed to hope for things without demanding they unfold a certain way. Peace often begins in this exact shift. The moment the mind loosens its timeline, its assumptions, its quiet, unspoken rules, when expectations soften, the nervous system breathes differently. The chest opens slightly. Moments become easier to move through because reality is no longer in constant negotiation with the mind. This does not mean everything will feel good. It means everything becomes more workable, more spacious, more human. You begin to notice fewer sharp disappointments, fewer invisible battles, fewer moments of quiet resistance. Not because life became perfect, but because, in ways they cannot yet see, then inside you softened. And that softening is powerful. So for now, let the shoulders drop a little more. Let the breath move naturally. Let the mind release one small expectation you did not realize you were holding. You do not have to force life to match the script. You can allow more space for reality to be what it is. And in that space, peace has room to arrive. sit here for a moment longer, you may begin to notice something subtle. When expectations soften, there is often more room for quiet understanding. Not every moment needs to resolve perfectly. Not every person needs to meet you exactly where you hoped they would. And not every experience needs to unfold according to the mind's first draft. Sometimes peace grows in the space where control begins to loosen. Sometimes relief appears when the nervous system realizes it does not have to monitor everything so closely. You may even notice that when you allow life to be a little more unpredictable, your body does not have to stay quite so tense. The breath moves more freely. The chest feels a little less guarded. The mind becomes just slightly quieter in the background. This is the quiet intelligence of softening. Nothing forced, nothing dramatic, just a gradual return to balance. And the more you practice this gentle release, the more natural it begins to feel. Not because life becomes perfectly smooth, but because you are no longer bracing against every small deviation from the plan. There is wisdom in meeting reality as it arrives. There is strength in allowing people the space to be who they are still becoming. And there is deep peace in remembering that you do not have to carry every outcome on your shoulders. So for this moment, allow everything to be just as it is. Let the breath continue in its own quiet rhythm. Let the body remain supported. Let the mind rest from trying to arrange the future. Nothing important needs to be forced right now. Nothing essential is missing from this moment. And in this gentle allowing, you may begin to feel it. A little more space, a little more ease, a little more quiet inside. Let that be enough for now. Let that be where you rest. And slowly, in your own time, allow yourself to settle here, where expectations are softer and peace has a little more room to stay.